that you speak through me and guide me in my words and lead us today and the Pathfinders and Ventures in all that they do. In your precious name, amen. Put my glasses on. That's why I couldn't see earlier when I was trying to read things. Some people keep telling me I get older and older and I got to wear them. And I don't know. I just don't want to be too older yet. My sermon's entitled, Who's in Your Corner? And I went back and forth quite a bit on how I was going to present it. And I don't know, God kind of led me this past week because I told Pastor, you're doing the sermon. He goes, well, I thought you're doing the sermon. And I said, no, you're going to do it. Then Wednesday, I think it was, I came to him and said, I think I'll do the sermon. He goes, you better make up your mind. He goes, I already have a whole sermon planned. And I said, well, we have the induction. He goes, oh, the induction? He goes, well, I got to shorten my sermon up because I don't want it to be too long. And he goes, if you're going to do the sermon, it's not going to be too long. And I said, I'll try not to. I'll try to wrap it up pretty quick. And the direction God sent me is my basis for the sermon is on Rocky IV. So please don't crucify me. But it begins to give you a scenario of how it goes on with Paulie and Rocky are walking out. Paulie says to Rocky, he says, you know, this ain't my way. But if I could unzip myself and be someone else, I'd want to be you, Rock, because you're all heart. As the fighters come in, you can see how I forgot his name now. I'm sorry. The fighter soars over Rocky, and the announcer says, "This is not going to be a fair fight. It's like David and Goliath. He doesn't have a chance." Now, if any of you have seen Rocky, and you know this film, Rocky goes to Moscow, the Soviet Union, because they're afraid of the other fighters, because he accidentally killed Rocky's mentor in the fight before. So Rocky goes into a place he has no fans. The only fans he has there are the three that are there. That's it. So the support that he has is just those. So Rocky's already feeling defeated. And as the fight goes on, Rocky's trying to do his best. And it just seems that Drago is defeating him. I mean, you see some of the punches in the fight. You don't think Rocky has a shot. You think it's over. And Rocky is just being pummeled. And later on, when Rocky goes to his corner man says to him, a word of encouragement, you cut him. You hurt him. He's not a machine. He is human. Then the camera pans over to Drago. And Drago, in his accent, says, this man is a machine. He's like a piece of iron. Because he just couldn't knock Rocky down. He'd knock him down, Rocky get back up. And he'd keep getting back up. And in life, we need to do the same thing. Keep getting back up. I ask you, after many rounds, he finally says to Rocky, as the corner man yells from the corner, Rocky, don't go down. Don't go down. And Rocky hears those words of encouragement not to go down, not to fall. He finally wins the fight. And the crowd actually switched from them cheering for Drago. Some switched over and were cheering for Rocky. And Rocky won over the crowd just with his tenacity, the way he fought. And in life, it's just like that. Life is like this fight. Satan is trying to take our salvation. He's trying to take us further and further away from Christ. And let me tell you this, he plays dirty. He doesn't play fair. If you look back to the wilderness, when Jesus was in the wilderness and he fasted for 40 days, Satan said to him, just turn the rock into bread and eat it if you're hungry. And God said, no, man does not live by bread alone. So then Satan takes him to the highest part of the temple and says, he says to him, your angels won't let you fall. I think I'm messing that up with the mountain. But he tells them, just fall, and your angels will catch you. He tempted God. He had the audacity to tempt God. So what says that he doesn't have, we don't have a prayer against Satan unless God is in our corner. And that's why I said, who's your corner man? Satan uses all kinds of things to trick us. He uses music, movies, and video games. How many of you actually play Candy Crush? Let me just put that out there. I do it too. Do you know that they make over $6,000 a day of people buying lives? You know how much time is spent just playing that game when we could be studying our lesson or doing something a little more productive? And I'm not saying you don't do that, but Satan uses things to take our time away from God. I know that I used a movie today to illustrate my point, and I want to say that all movies and all music and all video games are not bad. Okay, I just want to put that out there. But these industries are making multi-billion dollars while our country is going broke. I just don't understand how one place can be making millions of dollars where the other, our country, is falling. He uses big-name stars that have joined these so-called religions that is sweeping Hollywood. This religion was started by an insurance salesman in 1969, and you may know which religion I'm going to reference. His name now is Rabbi Philip Berg. And his religion, he has 3.5 million followers. Since 1969, he has got 3.5 million followers, and it's called the Modern Kabbalah. I'm not going to go a lot into it, but I want to just give you a little bit about it. He uses celebrities, like I said, and I'm going to read it here. Madonna, Britney, Demi, Paris have become new members of the Kabbalah. Madonna became a member in before 2003, and she spent $5 million to build a Kabbalah reading temple in London. The latest trend is these red Kabbalah bands that the movie stars and stuff are wearing. And if you go research, you can see that. I'm not encouraging that, and it says that no Christian should ever get involved with these works of darkness. Though Kabbalah may seem fun and loving and peaceful on the surface, it is infested with occult demonology and satanic lies. So don't be deceived. When I did a little more research into it, the Knights Templar and a lot of other ones are all tied in together with this. In the music industry, it is scary to see what is happening with so-called religion. The Illuminati is invading that, and all kinds of Satan worship. They sell their souls to the devil just to be on top. It's very scary to see, and I know you're sitting there saying, well, I don't allow that stuff into my house. I wouldn't do that. How many of you watched the Super Bowl this past year? Now, to be honest, how many of you watched the Super Bowl? How many of you kind of enjoyed the halftime show? Was it all right? I need to tell you that during the halftime show, I kind of lost my spot here. It had good dancing. It was a reminder that Satan is the great deceiver. Well, the reason I say that is Beyonce put on quite a performance. And as we sat and watched, we were allowing Satan into our home unknowing to us because Beyonce is part of the Illuminati. And unfortunately, I watched something else, and she said that a spirit comes into her when she sings, and it allows her to be the person she becomes. And I really think that's pretty scary. We didn't know that. We don't know that. A lot of us don't. And that's why Satan doesn't want you to know. But if he can get himself into your home and get your kids to watch certain things and get into it, they have no idea, and we don't know. Like I said, Satan is the great, great deceiver. So to keep our kids safe, we just need to remember who's in our corner. We need to look back and ask God sometimes to help us. Because we must remember that since God is in our corner, not all is lost. Jesus is like the movie with Rocky. And I hope you don't get offended that I say that. But Rocky has a good corner man. And he helped Rocky get through the fight and win the fight. And Jesus is our corner man. And he's here to help us get through this worldly fight. So when I look back, I want to look back and say that God is my corner man. So kids and parents, who do you choose to be in your corner? And who do you choose to be your corner man? Because when I look back, I say to myself, I want the Lord to be in my corner. Because he helped his corner man helped Rocky win. I know that Christ can help me win and help all of us win and help the Pathfinders and the adventurers win. And one day I want to see you all in heaven. So when you have challenges in your life, I want you to look back. Just pretend you're looking back to your corner man, because God's always there behind you. He's helping you. So look back, and I want you to say, I want you to be my corner man, because you tell us you are the way, the truth, and the life. We have no access to heaven but through him. So when you look back, say, God, you are the way.
Lord, I come